Louisiana.
I ask that the quorum call be vitiated.
Without objection.
Okay. Mr. President, I rise today in support of Senate Bill 310, the Eliminating Government-Funded Oil Painting Act, or the EGO Act. I'd like to thank my colleagues, Chairman Ron Johnson, Ranking Member Tom Carper of the Committee on Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs. That committee considered the EGO Act in its business meeting of June 24, 2015, and reported it favorably without amendment. The Eliminating Government-Funded Oil Painting Act, or the EGO Act, is a common-sense legislation that bans the federal government from spending taxpayer dollars on oil paintings of presidents, vice presidents, cabinet secretaries, or members of Congress. Mr. President, you may not believe this. These paintings can cost as much as $40,000 and are often placed in a back hall of a government bureaucracy never to be seen by the public. And I will note that $40,000 is the same as the average annual wage of a worker in Louisiana. Think about it. That worker would work the whole year, and as much as she would earn, that is what the federal government will spend on a cabinet secretary who serves for 6 months, and then it is put in the back of a building, never to be seen. Now, with trillions in debt, there's more to do, and our obligation to the taxpayer to spend their money wisely. But this is a start. I offer my strong support of the EGO Act and urge its passage. That said, Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent that the Senate proceed to the immediate consideration of calendar number 165, S310. I further ask that the bill be read a third time and passed, and that the motion to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table.
Is there objection?
I object.
The objection is heard.
Mr. President, may I comment again? I have no clue why the esteemed Democratic leader objects. All I can say is it is an incredible insensitivity to working families. I have no clue. There's a family out there right now struggling, not sure if they can pay their rent or their mortgage. They're going to lose their car. Their children will go to school in old clothes and may be hungry because the amount of money they earn per year is not enough. And they look at people in Washington like a new version of the Hunger Games. It is the capital of this country, and all the riches of this country are brought to the Capitol to paint paintings of government officials to be hidden away, while they struggle to make their mortgage and their car note and to make sure that their child is properly fed. That people in government would be insensitive to those families shows you the problem of government. That people in Washington would be insufficiently aware that the average family is making $40,000 a year, the same as what one of these paintings can cost, and not care is an indictment of those who do not care. Mr. President, I regret that there is objection to this, but we will bring it up later, and I thank you for your time. I yield back.